to another location. So, you know, I've talked to this client. She wants to know my idea of what's going to look good right here, because when you walk in her front door, this is what you see. And so this is like an entry point, and it needs to be artistic. One thing, because she has these huge high ceilings, what I'm going to recommend to her is, another thing that you want to make notes about is which direction this faces. If this is a west facing area, she has some serious heat problems. So I'm going to ask her about heat, I'm going to ask her about glare, all those different things. And this arch at the very top is one of the toughest things to control the heat with. There are a couple ways to go with it. One thing that I've done in the past a lot is the Luna piano right behind you, and have solar screening put on the back. Okay, and that is something that looks beautiful, and then we can incorporate her drapes into that. Another, then when we're talking about this, I'll later maybe just sketch it on there for her, because she doesn't understand what you meant at all. So we've talked about some fabrics, and I'm going to go back in, and I'm sitting right here with her beside me, and I'm just going to sketch in what I think looks pretty. And what I think would look pretty is that we put a rod right across here, do the Luna piano with the solar screening, and then just do these very long panels right here. So just so she can see what I can see, and then this sheetrock space is where we want to mount the rod. And we'll have, you know, just do a simple drawing there, little finials. Just takes a minute to do this. And we're going to have this rod come all the way across. It's not an issue about the rod width or length, because the rods, when you get them, for one, if it was 20 foot long, we can't get one that size. Number two, the trucks can't transport it there. So there's generally an unseen splice in a wooden rod. And if it needs to be a metal rod, then what's done, there's still a splice there, and those splices can happen over here to where they're hidden too. Okay, so we know, for one, we need a bracket at every sheetrock space. And if it's super wide, it may take a couple more, because anything over 6 foot in width is going to sag or bow without multiple brackets.
Right.
Okay, so for this one, we're going to do bracket and a bracket and a bracket and a bracket. So just so what she can see about my beautiful idea is, we're going to have these rings here. And then once you've accustomed to doing it, and you don't have to, I just always did this to be easier for the client. And then talk about length. Do we want this touching the floor? Puddles are not recommended for this height, because they get so dirty. And another thing is, is that bottom length. And everything is suitable, whether it's a 1/2 inch, no more than 1/2 inch off the floor.